다리오 아모데이는 인공지능 분야의 저명한 연구자로 AI 안전성과 윤리를 중시하는 기업 엔트로픽의 공동 창립자이자 최고 경영자입니다. 오픈 AI에서 CJVPT-3 개발을 주도한 핵심 인물로도 알려져 있으며 현재 대형 언어 모델의 발전과 인공 일반 지능의 영향을 연구하고 있습니다. 그가 바라보는 AI의 미래는 어떤 모습일까? AI가 불러올 변화에 대해 직접 들어봅시다. 그는 AI가 생물학, 신경과학, 그리고 건강 분야에서 혁신적인 발전을 이끌 것이라고 전망합니다.
all the great things that'll happen. So honestly, the thing that makes me most optimistic before I get to jobs is things in the biological sciences, biology, health, neuroscience. I think if we look at what's happened in biology in the last 100 years, what we've solved are simple diseases. Solving viral and bacterial diseases is actually relatively easy because it's the equivalent of repelling a foreign invader in your body. Dealing with things like cancer, Alzheimer's, schizophrenia, major depression, these are system-level diseases. If we can solve these with AI at a baseline, regardless of kind of the job situation, we will have a much better world. And I think we will, even if we get to the mental illness side of it, have a world where it is at least easier for people to find meaning. So I'm very optimistic about that.
AI가 신체적 정신적 문제를 비롯해 인간이 직면한 다양한 난제들을 해결해 준다면 인간은 자신의 의미를 찾는 일이 더 쉬워질 것이라고 그는 말합니다. 반면에 AI가 인간의 모든 일을 할 수 있는 지점에 도달해 사회적으로 큰 혼란을 야기할 수 있다고 말하는데요.
But now getting to kind of the job side of this, I do have a fair amount of concern about this. On one hand, I think comparative advantage is a very powerful tool. If I look at coding, programming, which is one area where AI is making the most progress, what we are finding is we are not far from a world, I think we'll be there in 3 to 6 months, where AI is writing 90% of the code. And then in 12 months, we may be in a world where AI is writing essentially all of the code. But the programmer still needs to specify, what are the conditions of what you're doing? What is the overall app you're trying to make? What's the overall design decision? How do we collaborate with other code that's been written? How do we have some common sense on whether this is a secure design or an insecure design? So as long as there are these small pieces that a programmer, a human programmer, needs to do that the AI isn't good at, I think human productivity will actually be enhanced. But on the other hand, I think that eventually all those little islands will get picked off by AI systems. And then we will eventually reach the point where the AIs can do everything that humans can. And I think that will happen in every industry. I think it's actually better that it happens to all of us than that it happens, that it kind of picks people randomly. I actually think the most societally divisive outcome is if randomly 50% of the jobs are suddenly done by AI, because what that means, the societal message is we're randomly picking half of people and saying, you are useless, you are devalued, you are unnecessary.
And instead we're going to say you're all useless.
Well, we're all going to have that conversation, right? Like we're going to have to look at what is technologically possible and say, we need to think about usefulness and uselessness in a different way than we have before, right? Our current way of thinking has not been tenable. I don't know what the solution is, but it's got to be different than we're all useless, right? We're all useless is a nihilistic answer. We're not going to get anywhere with that answer. We're going to have to come up with something else.
이제는 쓸모없는 것과 쓸모 있는 것에 대한 기준이 달라질 거라고 말합니다. 또한 그는 기술 발전의 영향력에 대한 대중들의 인식 부족을 지적하며 AI의 기술들을 단순히 챗봇으로 치부하는 경향이 위험하다고 말하는데요.
The thing that's disturbing me the most right now is the lack of awareness of the scope of what the technology is likely to bring. I mean, I could just be wrong. I'm saying a bunch of crazy stuff like the answer could just be the general public is right and like I'm wrong. I'm high on my own supply. I acknowledge that is possible. But let's say it's not the case. What I'm seeing is there are these concentric circles of people realizing how big the technology could be. There's probably maybe a few million people very concentrated in Silicon Valley, but a few people high in the policy world who also hold these beliefs. Again, We don't know yet whether they are right or wrong. But if we are right, the whole population, again, thinks of this stuff as chatbots. If we say this is dangerous, if we say this could replace all human work, it sounds crazy because what they're looking at is something that in some cases seems pretty frivolous. But they don't know what's about to hit them.
그는 단순한 기술 발전을 넘어 AI가 인간의 노동 가치를 새롭게 정립하는 계기가 될 것이라고 말합니다.
And so I think that actually keeps me up at night a lot and is why I'm kind of trying to spread the message to more people. So I think awareness is step one. I think these questions around human labor and human work in a world where it is technologically possible to replicate the effects of the human mind, I think these are very deep questions. I don't feel like I have the answer to them. I feel like, as you said, these are kind of moral questions, almost like questions about purpose. You could even say spiritual questions, right? And so we are all going to have to answer these questions together. I mean, I'll give you kind of the embryo of an answer I have, which is that somehow the idea of humans' self-worth, the tying of that to the ability to create economic value. There are aspects of that that are deeply embedded in our psychology, but there are aspects of that are cultural. There's a lot of things about that work well. It's created a modern participatory economy, but technology, as it often does, may kind of lay bare that illusion. It may be another moment like, the moment we realize that the Earth rotates around the sun instead of the sun rotating around the Earth, or there were many solar systems, or organic material is not made up of different molecules than inorganic material. So we just may have one of those moments, and there may be a reckoning. And again, my answer is I am struck by how meaningful activities can be, even when they are not generating economic value. I am struck by how much I can enjoy things that I am not the best in the world at. If the requirement is you have to be the best in the world at something in order for it to be somehow spiritually meaningful for you, I feel like you've taken a wrong turn. Like I feel like there's something wrong embedded in that assumption. And I say that as someone who spends a lot of time trying to be the best in the world at something I think is really important. But somehow our source of meaning is going to have to be something other than that.
AI의 발전은 인간의 존재 가치를 재정립하게 될 것이며 그 속도는 생각보다 빨라질 것입니다.
What AI is going to produce.
Yeah, so I'd go back by starting with the exponential. If we go back to 2019, the models were barely able to give a coherent sentence or a coherent paragraph. People like me, of course, thought that was an amazing accomplishment that models were not capable of. And, we had these predictions that 5 years from now, the models are going to be generating billions of dollars of revenue. They're going to be helping us code. We can talk to them like they're human beings. They'll know as much as human beings do. And there were all these unprincipled objections of why that couldn't happen. The same exponential trends, the same arguments that predicted that, predict that if we go forward another 2 years, 3 years, maybe 4 years, we will get to all of this. We will get to models that are as intelligent as Nobel Prize winners across a whole bunch of fields. You won't just chat with them. They'll be able to do anything you can do on a computer. Basically, any remote work that humans do, any modality, being able to do tasks that take days, weeks, months. The kind of evocative phrase that I used for it in Machines of Loving Grace was it's like having a country of geniuses in a data center, like a country of genius remote workers, which they can't do everything, right? There are restrictions in the physical world.
AI의 발달로 데이터 센터에 천재들이 사는 것처럼 될 것이라고 합니다.
And I think this still sounds crazy to many people. But look back on previous exponential trends. Look at the early days of the internet and how wild the predictions seemed and what actually came to pass. I'm not sure of this. I would say I'm maybe 70 or 80% confidence. It could very well be that the technology stops where it is or stops in a few months, and the essays that I've written and things I've said in events like this, people spend the next 10 years laughing at me, but that would not be my bet.
AI는 유사인간 시스템이며 이것을 인간으로 볼 수 있을지 고민하기도 하는데요.
this is another one of those topics that's going to make me sound completely insane. It is actually my view that, if we build these systems and, they differ in many details from the way the human brain is built, but the count of neurons, the count of connections is strikingly similar. Some of the concepts are strikingly similar. I have a functionalist view of moral welfare, of the nature of experience, perhaps even of consciousness. And so I think we should at least consider the question of, if we are building these systems and they do all kinds of things like humans as well as humans, and seem to have a lot of the same cognitive capacities, if it quacks like a duck and it walks like a duck, maybe it's a duck. And we should really think about, do these things have, real experience that's meaningful in some way? If we're deploying millions of them and we're not thinking about the experience that they have, and they may not have any, it is a very hard question to answer. It's something we should think about very seriously.
인간과 유사한 시스템인 인공지능을 만들므로써 인간이 겪는 대부분의 문제들을 단순한 철학적 질문이 아니라 놀랍게도 실질적인 문제로 보고 해결할 수 있다고 말합니다.
And this isn't just a philosophical question. I was surprised to learn there are surprisingly practical things you can do. Something we're thinking about starting to deploy is, when we deploy our models in their deployment environments, just giving the model a button that says, "I quit this job," that the model can press, right? It's just some kind of very basic, preference framework where you say, if hypothesizing the model did have experience and that it hated the job enough, giving it the ability to press the button, "I quit this job." If you find the models pressing this button a lot for things that are really unpleasant, maybe you should pay some. It doesn't mean you're convinced, but maybe you should pay some attention to it. Sounds crazy, I know. It's probably the craziest thing I've said so far.
Way in the back there.
기술의 발전은 인간이 직면한 철학적 문제들 가운데 현실적으로 해결 가능한 부분을 찾아내고 그 해결을 돕습니다. 그리고 일과 인간의 가치에 대한 관점을 바꿔줍니다. 따라서 기존의 일을 바라보는 인류의 사고방식은 유지될 수 없고 바뀔 것이라는 것인데요. 어떤 주장이나 이론이 논리적으로 타당하고 지지받을 수 있을 때 tenable이라는 단어를 사용합니다.
His argument is tenable.
concentric circle은 동심원이라는 뜻입니다. 마치 연못에 돌을 던졌을 때 물결이 동심원을 그리며 퍼져나가는 것처럼 기술의 잠재력을 처음에는 소수의 사람들만 알았지만 시간이 지나면서 점점 더 많은 사람들에게 퍼져나가고 있다는 의미입니다. AI의 발전은 피할 수 없는 현실입니다. 우리는 이 변화를 어떻게 받아들이고 대비해야 할까요? 여러분의 생각을 댓글로 남겨주세요. 더 많은 이야기로 다시 찾아오겠습니다. 이 영상이 유익하셨다면 좋아요와 구독 부탁드립니다. 시청해주셔서 감사합니다.